Into match number 2 we know now over in the UEFA Sackages. Into match number 2 we go now over in the UEFA Nations League with some big wins on the docket for England and of course Germany, who will take advantage in match number 2. We'll get into it, all of it, next. That's right folks, back once again with another video. Today we're taking a look at the UEFA Nations League. It's match number 2, part 3, as we wrap up our international break with, of course, the conclusion of these games. Who, of course, will get 2 wins out of 2, and, of course, who will need to bounce back and fast. We'll get into all of that and more in a second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe on your one-stop shop for UEFA Nations League. Is right here under one rooski. It's been very, very spicy so far, but can get a little bit spicy with some more games just around the corner. We'll have a look at those in a minute. Big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons, you know who you are. And again, if you're new, hit the old subscribe. So we are going to jump in and recap the results right here, right now, with, of course, my picks. And then, of course, we're going to jump forward to the next round of games. All right, then, folks, let's recap the last round of matches as we enter match number 2. These were the results and my picks. My picks on the left, the real deal was on the right. Moldova with a 2-0 win over Malta. I went with a 2-1 win myself. Armenia put 4 past Latvia. I went with a 1-0 win on that one. Meanwhile, North Macedonia and the Faroes could not be separated after a 1-1 draw. Greece, I believe they put 3 past Finland. I went with a 2-0 win myself. England puts 2 past Ireland. I went with the 2-2 draw. What was I thinking? Meanwhile, Albania with a cheeky 2-1 win over Ukraine. I went the other way. Georgia pumped 5 past the Czech Republic. The Dutch put 5 past Bosnia and Herzegovina, but did concede 2. The Germans put 5 past Hungary to really showcase what they're all about these days. Now, typically, this is where we would show you your predictions, but we are on the road. Things are a little bit difficult, so we're going to bring you back up to date in October. But I can bring you up to date for the most part with the group stages. As you can see, Portugal got themselves 2 wins out of 2. And Scotland looking lost at sea over in Group A. Meanwhile, Italy will duke it out later on this week, as will the rest of the teams in the groups, as you can see here. Spain got back to winning ways after a convincing win over the Swiss, who look doomed at the moment. Meanwhile, wins for Georgia, Albania, Greece and England. And of course, further down here, Iceland also with a win over in their group. Sweden make it 2 wins out of 2, as do Slovakia. Of course, Romania, Cyprus, we'll see who comes out on top with that one. More points in the bag for Belarus and Bulgaria. Armenia also in big wins for them as well. Liechtenstein 2 defeats. Well, actually, just 1 point for them so far this season, for this campaign. But let's see if they can continue where they left off later on. So we're going to kick on forward. Don't forget the prediction is wide open. Get in amongst it, get your name in lights, and use the link provided. So these are the next round of games, and hopefully we're going to jump in and predict each and every one of them right here, right now. All right then, folks, here we bloody go. We're heading over to Hungary, taking on Bosnia and Herzegovina over in League A Group 3. That's right. These two sides locking horns for what will be the 3rd time since 2006. We've got 2 wins for Hungary, nothing but Bosnia, and 0 draws at that moment. Hungary, though, on 33% form for them right now. Just 1 win in 4, 2 wins in the last 6. Up against Bosnia and Herzegovina, yet to get a win. Without a win in the last 6 matches. The Hungarians, though, haven't lost in any of the last 10 home matches. So the home form is absolutely vital. Coming actually, though, last time around that these two sides played was back in September 2007. It was a 1-0 win for Hungary, who do come into on the back of that 5-0 loss by the Germans. As for the Bosnians, they come into on the back of that 5-2 loss to the Dutch. Both sides looking for responses. The bookies are going with the Hungarians for this one. I am going to go right down the middle. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. Hungary haven't been looking like the Hungary of old, and Bosnia and Herzegovina have scored some goals recently, and they might add to that as well. So I'm going to go with that Desmond 2-2 to open us up. All right, then, folks, let's head on over to Amsterdam. That's right, as the Dutch take on the Germans. It's probably one of the biggest games on the world calendar, and hopefully we're hoping for a cracker as well. So the Dutchies under Ronald Koeman coming into this on 58% form for them right now, winning 3 out of the last 4 up against Julian Nagelsmann's Germany. 75% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Now these two sides last played on Dutch soil. It was a 1-1 draw. back in March 2022. It is quite evenly spread between these two sides, exchanging victories and defeats amongst each other over the last 6. But the last time they played over on Dutch soil was that 1-1 draw. Of course, I've just ploughed through, but we'll talk about it. I've hit the wrong button over there. Meanwhile, of course, Germany coming in just on the back of that 5-0 win over Hungary. And of course, the Dutch also put 5 past their opposition in Bosnia Herzegovina in a 5-2 win. The bookies, they go with just Germany, but very slightly. It's quite tight between them on the bookies odds on this one. I have gone with a 2-1 win for the Germans on the road. Back my boys. Hopefully right a few wrongs against them Dutchies. Turn on over now to Albania as they take on Georgia. That's right, over in League B Group 1. Albania still managed, according to my eyes, by Silvino. They're on 58% form for them right now, just 1 win in the last 4. Up against a Georgian side, up with Willie Sagnol in the dugout. 58% form for them right now as well. Of course, 2 wins in the last 3, just 1 defeat in the last 4. Of course, they have played 13 times since 1994. 3 wins for Albania, 7 for Georgia, and 3 draws as well. In the dugouts, we have a Brazilian and a Frenchman, but the last time that these two sides played on Albanian soil, it was a 0-0 draw. In fact, the last 2 they played and Albania have all ended up all square. Meanwhile, the Albanians on the back of a 2-1 win over the Ukraine. Georgia also coming into us on the back of a win. Now, the last time that these two sides both lost, they both lost to Spain. That's right. Spain did tonk Georgia 4-1 in the Euros last 16. They also squeaked past Albania in the group stage of that same competition. The bookies, they go with Albania on this one for the victory. I cannot separate the two sides, so I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw right down the middle, point split, and I think Georgia will be the happier. Let's head on over now to the Czech Republic as they're up in action this coming match day, taking on the Ukrainians. This match taking place over in Prague, I believe. Played 5 times in 2011. We have Ivan Hasic, the coach for Czechia, up against Sergei Rebrov, Ukraine. 42% form for the Ukraine, also 42% form for Czechia. Of course, we're coming into this without a win in the last 4. The Ukrainians, though, have picked up 1 win in that last 4. But over the last 6, it's been pretty similar. Last time around, over at this very venue, or this country in Czechia, it was a 1-1 draw back in September 2021. The record, 5 matches played between the two sides. 2 wins for Ukraine, 1 for Czechia, and 2 draws between the two sides. The hosts coming into this on the back of that 4-1 loss to Czechia. Ukraine also coming into this on the back of that loss to Albania. Now, this match takes place over in League B Group 1 with the bookies fancying Czechia for the victory. I'm going to go with them as well with a cheeky 2-1 win to give themselves a big old boost and maybe close in on the top spot over in this group. Next up, we head over back to the UK, and it is England taking on Finland. That's right. Lee Carsley's boys up against Finland and Marco Cabaneva in the dugout. Now, they have never played each other, according to my eyes. But, of course, Lee Carsley will hope to make it back-to-back wins, following on from that 2-0 win against Ireland most recently. The Finns did lose to Greece in their last match just a couple of days ago, but coming into this on 42% form, that's without a win in the last 3. The English, just 1 defeat of the last 6 for them, and hope to make it a good run against them. The bookies do fancy England quite heavily, with the Finns overwhelmingly underdogged here. I do fancy England to put a couple of past the Finns here. I'm going to go with a 3-0 scoreline. England will look the part once again in front of their own fans. Well, second chance saloon for Ireland, of course, after their spirited display, you'd say, against England in the last match. They take on Greece this time, an opponent they've played 4 times since 2002, but they've yet to get to victory. Ireland under their new coach, Helmar Hallgrímsson, the Icelander, formerly of Jamaica, that's right. Greece, of course, managed by Ivan Jovovic, of course, a spicy little manager in his own name. Ireland, though, just 1 win in the last 6, 33% form for them right now, up against Greece. Back-to-back wins for them. They've hit a bit of a good patch of late, but they come into this having played Ireland 4 times, winning 3 of them and drawing just the 1. The last time they played, it was in it was in Ireland, and it was a 2-0 win for Greece, who won back-to-back over Ireland, conceding just the 1 goal in the last 4 matches. In the 4 matches they played, stretching all the way back to 2002. The Greeks, on the back of the 3-0 win over the Finns, they got back-to-back wins and back-to-back clean sheets heading into this. Ireland, of course, failed to score in their last 2 games. That's been a bit of a problem for them. The bookies, though, they go with Greece. They are favoured for the victory here. Ireland, though, are going to get my vote here. I'm going to go with the 1-0 win for Ireland and their own turf. and of course bounce back a little bit following on from that defeat against the English. Next up it is Latvia. They're going to be taking on the Faroes, of course, coming at you also same match day. Latvia were looking to hope to kick on from their defeat last time around. The Faroes without a win in the last 4 matches. Now, they've played 6 times, these two sides, since 2016. There's been 1 win apiece, and there's been 4 draws between the two sides. Latvia, though, coming into this on 33% form for them right now, coming into this on the back of that 4-1 loss to Armenia. The Faroes, on a positive result, did pick up a 1-1 draw against North Macedonia. Now, over the last 6, the last time they played was actually at Latvia, and it was a 1-0 win for the Latvians back in June 2024. It was in the Baltic Cup. Faroes' one and only victory was all the way back in 2016, also on Latvian soil, that's right. Taking place at the Skonko Stadium, I've gone with another 1-1 draw. It is a favourable result, with this being featured in 3 of the last 4 matches. So I'm going to go with another one here, 1-1 over in Latvia. Next up, we go to North Macedonia. In particular, we're going to Skopje, that's right, as North Macedonia entertain Armenia, of course, coming at you this match over in League C Group 4. Macedonia without a win in the last 6. Of course, pretty grim stuff for them right now, up against Armenia, who will come into this on back-to-back wins. 33% form for them right now under Alexander Petrikov. Baloja Melensky is the coach for North Macedonia, and will take place at the Toza Proski National Arena. Now, they have played 13 times, these two sides, since 1995. 6 wins for North Macedonia, 4 for Armenia. There's been 3 draws between the two sides as well. However, Armenia might be on a better bit of form right now, but their recent record against North Macedonia is pretty shitty, with back-to-back losses against them, only scoring 1 goal in the last 3. However, Armenia do got a couple of wins under the belt, with the most recent one being way back in November 2020. That was on Armenian soil. North Macedonia are unbeaten in the last 3 against Armenia over in North Macedonia, but they come into this on the back of that draw against the Faroes. Armenia, back-to-back wins, including results over Kazakhstan and Latvia. The bookies, though, they go with the hosts. That's North Macedonia. I, too, will go with the hosts and going to go with a 2-1 win for them to take it to the house. And wrap it up. The one we've all been waiting for. It's the classic. It's the heavyweight. I'm going to be watching this one, and so are you. It's Andorra up against Malta, coming out of the Estadio Nacional in Andorra, who are managed by Kodo Alverts, up against Michele Barceloni, that is Malta's coach. They have played twice since 2020. Nothing for Andorra, 1 for Malta, and there's been 1 draw between the two sides. Andorra on 8% form for them right now, without a win in the last 18 matches. Malta haven't won in the last 8 matches. They're on 17% form for them right now. The most recent match between these two sides was a 0-0 draw in Andorra. Sorry, that was the most recent match in Andorra. They did play in Malta in the Nations League back in 2020. Malta came out on top. The Andorrans on the back of a 1-0 loss to Gibraltar. In fact, they haven't scored since they drew with South Africa back in March 2024. However, Malta the same. Back-to-back games without scoring a goal. They've just scored 1 in the last 4, and they've conceded 11 in the process. Which way are you swinging on this one? I've got no bookies odds, but I'm going to give it to the hosts here, Andorra, taking it to the house, and of course believing in themselves. Going to go with a 1-0 win, and that, my friends, is what I think. Let me know what you think as we look forward to this one, and of course the conclusion of the international break. That's it. Be sure to get involved. Use the link right here, but until then, we are just about done. Make sure you smash the like, smash your subscribe, hit the little bell. We are done. See you later. Until then, I'm out of here.